Welcome to your favorite channel, English Ambition, your one-stop destination for not only learning English, but also appreciating English and definitely to get very good marks in your English examination. And I am Kakoli, your guide, your teacher, your mentor, who will make this journey of English of yours simple, easy, and definitely enjoyable. Today we are doing a beautiful poem, A Thing of Beauty, by a very eminent poet, John Keats. John Keats was a romantic poet. Now, what do you mean by a romantic poet? He was from an age called the Romantic Age. ठीक है, इंग्लिश लिटरेचर में ऐसे बहुत सारे एजेस थे, लाइक द एलिजाबेथन एज जिसमें शेक्सपियर थे, जो क्वीन एलिजाबेथ के नाम पे था. बाद में फिर ये रोमांटिक एज, विच इज ऑल्सो अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एज. नाउ व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय रोमांटिक एज और व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय रोमांटिक पोएट्स? Now the poets of the romantic age, they were, very fond of nature. They loved nature. They loved the beauty of nature. They also appreciated the beauty of very small, little, simple things. But one thing that is very common in all the romantic poets, like John Keats, like William Wordsworth, आप लोगों ने सुना ही होगा, इनका नाम पढ़ा होगा ऐसे इनके poems. They were all lovers of nature. They all appreciated nature. They all, enjoyed the beauty of nature. And this poem is also not an exception. In this poem, John Keats says that the beauty of nature is eternal and it is therefore a permanent source of joy to human beings. ठीक है, तो इस पोएम का थीम यही है, the eternal beauty of nature, and as a result nature is a permanent eternal source of joy to human beings. Okay, now let's begin the poem. And as I always tell you, I want all of you to please follow the book. It will be very helpful to you, क्योंकि मैं एक एक वर्ड बताऊंगी, मैं खुद भी बुक देख के बोलूंगी ताकि मैं भी कोई भी वर्ड मेरा से भी मिस ना हो जाए. So please follow your book, underline, write whatever I am explaining. Okay, so let's begin. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness. Very beautiful lines. The poet says that the thing of beauty, that is nature's beauty, is a joy forever. Why? क्योंकि nature's beauty कभी खत्म नहीं होता. It is endless. It is eternal. Every season of nature has its own beauty. Now, spring is beautiful in its own way. Summer is beautiful in its own way. Winter is beautiful in its own way. So, अलग-अलग season का अलग-अलग beauty होता है, but वो कभी खत्म नहीं होता. So, nature's beauty is eternal. Eternal means क्या है? Endless, जो कभी खत्म नहीं होता. It is eternal. It is perpetual, and therefore it is a perpetual source, an eternal source of happiness for human beings. ठीक है? Now says its beauty never decreases. इस लाइन को देखिए, it will never pass into nothingness. Nothingness का क्या मतलब है? It will never decrease. It will never finish. Why it will never finish? Because nature's beauty never finishes. Secondly, on the contrary, it will increase. Now, how will it increase? Suppose we have seen a very beautiful scenery. We like it. So it creates a permanent image, a permanent imprint in our heart. और बाद में भी हम उस चीज को सोच के हमको खुशी मिलती है, अच्छा लगता है. तो उसका जो ब्यूटी है वो बढ़ता जाता है, because we keep on thinking about it, and it creates an indelible, means something that cannot be erased. It creates an indelible imprint, image in our heart. ठीक है? So, इस first 3 lines से हमने क्या क्या समझा? First of all, number 1, nature's beauty is eternal. Number 2, it is an eternal source of joy for human life. Number 3, its beauty doesn't decrease. On the contrary, it increases. ठीक है? Now let's proceed. but will keep a bower quiet for us. Now with this word bower, we get the first figure of speech of this poem. What is the first figure of speech? It is a metaphor, okay? What is a metaphor? A metaphor is a figure of speech when we compare two things, okay? It is like simile only, but thoda sa difference hai. Simile mein we use the word as or like, metaphor mein wo use nahi hota. So please underline bower. It is a metaphor. Why is it a metaphor? Because the beauty of nature is compared to a bower. Now what is a bower? A bower is a shade. The poet says that the beauty of nature is like a shade. It gives us shelter. Kahan se shelter? From the pain and the suffering and the sorrows of life. हमारे जीवन में जो भी दुख है, दर्द है, sorrow है, it protects us from that. The beauty of nature, like a shelter, like a cover, it protects us from the pain, the sorrow and the sufferings of our life. So ये figure of speech है, bower is a metaphor, ठीक है? And a sleep full of sweet dreams. He says that whenever we see the beauty of nature, our minds are filled with happiness and we see beautiful dreams of the beauty of nature. So it gives us peace, it gives us good sleep, and the sleep that is filled with beautiful and happy dreams of nature. ठीक है? What else it gives? It gives us health and it gives us quiet breathing. Now what do we mean by quiet breathing? Quiet breathing means peace. So what are the things that we get from nature? Number one, it gives us a bower, which means a shelter. Number two, it gives us a sleep filled with sweet dreams. Number three, it gives us good health. Number four, it gives us peace. ठीक है? Now let's move on to the next lines. Therefore, on every morrow are we reading a flowery band to bind us to the earth. Now what does it mean? Every morrow. Morrow means the next day. We are reading. Reading means what? We are making a garland. Read means garland. Okay? Reading means making a garland. So the poet says, therefore, next day, when we wake up, our minds are filled with happiness. Acha, yahan pe there is another figure of speech which is same. It is a metaphor again. Why metaphor? Because reading a flowery band, the poet is saying that we make a beautiful garland. Garland means फूलों का माला. But such way are we making a garland? No. So it's a comparison. It's a metaphor. जैसे हम अलग अलग फूल लेके माला गांथते हैं, in the same manner, what we do, because our mind is filled with the beautiful memories of the dreams of nature, when we wake up, it seems कि वो जो dreams है, it comes in our mind, it surrounds us like a garland. ठीक है? So, and that binds us to the earth. What does it mean? इसीलिए we are happy and we love to live in this world. ठीक है? So the poet says, next line में हम लोग इस पे ही आएंगे कि there is a lot of pain in this world. ऐसा नहीं है कि there is only happiness and only happiness. बहुत pain है, suffering है, failure है, but in spite of that, what keeps us happy? According to the poet, it is the beauty of nature. Whenever we see the beauty of nature, we forget our pain, our suffering, and our failures. Okay, that is why we love this world. Now the poet says that only. Spite of despondence, of the inhuman dearth of noble nature, of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and or darkened ways made for our searching. यहाँ पे 4-5 नेगेटिव चीजें बताया गया है जिससे हम लोगों को दुख मिलता है, हम लोग सफर करते हैं. क्या क्या वो चीजें हैं? नंबर 1, spite of despondence, it means failure. Number 2, inhuman dearth of noble nature. Dearth means lacking, kami. Okay, dearth means kami of noble nature. Nowadays, when we look in the world, we find that people lack good nature. है ना, लोगों में आजकल डिसऑनेस्टी हो गया है, लैक ऑफ ट्रूथफुलनेस है, तो हम लोगों को ऐसा लगता है कि द पीपल हैव लॉस्ट देयर गुड क्वालिटीज एंड दैट makes us unhappy. Next, what is it? The gloomy days. Gloomy days means sorrowful days, sad days of all the unhealthy and darkened ways. The negative, corrupt practices that are there in the world, all these fill our mind with sorrow. Okay? But what removes it? A thing of beauty. But जब भी ये सब के बाद भी, whenever we see a thing of beauty, the beauty of nature, what happens? We forget that. It provides us with happiness, with joy, with inspiration. ठीक है? In spite of all, some shape of beauty moves away the pall from our dark spirit. Pall, please underline, covering, okay, the covering of gloom, of sorrow, okay, from our dark spirit. हमारे जो sad souls हैं, we are unhappy mind, okay, so that sorrow is removed from our unhappy minds. कैसे? Whenever we see a beautiful scenery. ठीक है? Now let's continue. The poet says, now what are the things of beauty? है ना, the poet, अब तक तो poet ने बताया नहीं कि things of beauty क्या क्या है. What are the things of beauty according to him? Now he tells us, such as the sun, the moon, the trees, old trees, young trees, all sprouting a shady boon, sprouting a shady boon, the trees that grow to give a beautiful huge shade, जिसके नीचे travelers, animals, human beings, they sit and they take shelter from the sun and from the rain. So the beautiful trees, the sun, the moon, they are all, you know, a source of joy for human beings. Okay, next, for the simple sheep to take shelter, such are daffodil. Daffodil क्या है? Daffodils are beautiful yellow flowers. With the green world they live in. The daffodils, they bloom in a green world. That means what? Garden, you know, forest. कहीं पे भी garden में या forest में we see beautiful daffodils. And the clear rill. Children, rills mean river. Okay, a narrow river. That for themselves a cooling covert make. Okay, we all know जहाँ पे भी पानी होता है, river होता है, वहाँ पे एक, you know, the atmosphere of the place becomes a little cool. Okay, एक ठंडा ऐसे महसूस होता है. So it is a little cool over there. So the rivers create a beautiful cool atmosphere even in the hot summer season. Next, we have the mid-forest break. Mid-forest break means forest के बीचों बीच जो shrubs होते हैं, पेड़ पौधे होते हैं, and it is filled with roses. Okay, musk rose means the wild roses. Now here, if you see, the poet has given us a list of all the beautiful things of nature. अगर देखा जाए तो क्या क्या है? Number 1, sun. Number 2, moon. Number 3, trees. Number 4, daffodil. hills. Number 5, the rills. Number 6, the forest breaks. And then the musk roses. Okay, what are these? These are the beauties of nature enlisted by the poet. मैं ये क्यों बता रही हूँ कि इसमें से questions आते हैं. So we have to be prepared with the things that are listed by the poet as the things of beauty. Okay, let's move on. And such too is the grandeur of the dooms. Very, very important line, children. A lot of important questions come from here, so please pay a little attention. Okay, and such too is the grandeur of the dooms. Grandeur means the grandness, beauty, okay, splendidness. Okay, such too is the beauty of the dooms. Dooms here means the people who have died. The death. Now ये बहुत ही अजीब लगेगा सुनने में. ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है? The people who have died but they are beautiful. Let's see what he means over here. We have imagined for the mighty dead. Please underline mighty dead. Very important questions for objective also, for subjective also. Mighty dead are those people. Mighty means powerful. So mighty dead refers to those people who have died for a good cause, for a noble cause. It can be a king, it can be the soldiers of our country, it can be the martyrs, it can be the heroes. Basically all those people who have sacrificed their lives for a noble, very good cause. ठीक है, ये हमको याद रखना है. Now the poet is saying their death, their stories are also a thing of beauty. Why? Because they constantly give us happiness and inspiration. ये बहुत important word है. The life of these people always provide us with inspiration, with joy and motivation to live our life in a better manner. ठीक है? Next, we have imagined for the mighty dead. We have done till here. All lovely tales that we have heard or read, an endless fountain of immortal drink pouring unto us from the heavens bring. The last two lines are very, very important for question, for understanding and for the beauty of the poem also. It makes the poem very, very beautiful. Now the poet says that the beauty of nature is like an eternal fountain. Okay, ऐसा लगता है कि ये कोई झरना है जो is something that is falling or flowing from heaven as a blessing of God. Now children, this is again a figure of speech. What figure of speech? This is again a metaphor भी है, ये imagery भी है. Why I am telling you both of these? क्योंकि क्वेश्चन में बोर्ड में क्या क्वेश्चन आएगा वी डोंट नो. इट कैन बी बोथ. अगर ऑप्शन में मेटाफर है हम मेटाफर भी लिख सकते हैं, अगर ऑप्शन में इमेजरी है हम इमेजरी भी लिख सकते हैं. नाउ आई विल एक्सप्लेन कि कैसे ये दोनों एक साथ है. इमेजरी क्यों है? इसलिए है बिकॉज इट क्रिएट्स अ ब्यूटिफुल इमेज कि यू कैन एक्चुअली विजुअलाइज. ऐसा लगता है कि हम देख सकते हैं आंखों के सामने कि अ ब्यूटिफुल फाउंटेन इज फॉलिंग फ्रॉम हेवन. दिस इज एन इमेजरी. बट मेटाफर क्यों है? क्योंकि ये पोएट की इमेजिनेशन है, ऐसा कोई फाउंटेन है नहीं. बट दिस इज एन इमेजिनेशन ऑफ द पोएम ऑफ द पोएट दैट he has compared the beauty of nature as an eternal fountain. Poet ये बोलना चाह रहे हैं कि जैसे the nature's beauty is endless, it seems that God is supplying the beauty of nature on the earth. Just like an eternal fountain is being, flowing from heaven as a blessing of God. तो ये एक मेटाफर भी है, ये इमेजरी है. इमेजरी क्योंकि a beautiful scene is created and metaphor because there is a latent comparison. ठीक है? So with this we come to the end of the poem. But now, as I always do, I will tell you the important questions that are very, very probable for your examination. Number one, first is, why is the thing of beauty a joy forever? Number two, why its beauty doesn't decrease? Number three, why it increases? Number four, why is it called a bower? Number five is that what are the things that it provides to us, which I have listed you before. If you see my video from the beginning, all the things that it provides I have listed. That is the bower, a good sleep, beautiful dreams, health and peace. ठीक है? The next question is very important question, which I have explained also to you, is that reading part. We reading a flowery band to bind us to the earth. The explanation of this line. What do you mean by reading? What do you mean by the flowery band? Very, very important question. Next is the list of the things of beauty which I've given you when I was teaching. You can scroll back and you can see I've given you the list. The sun and the moon and the daffodils and the rills and the break and the roses, which I have given you earlier. Very important question. Next is definitely very important, is the grandeur of the dooms, and what do you mean by the mighty dead? Mighty dead, all those people who have sacrificed their life for a noble cause, and grandeur means the beauty, the grandness of their death. ठीक है? And why are they regarded grand? Because their life is a source of inspiration for us. ठीक? Now the last two lines, again very important. What do you mean by the endless fountain? What is it? It is the nature's beauty compared to an endless, perennial, permanent, eternal fountain, as if that is flowing from the heaven as a blessing of God. A word brink is used over here. Brink means edge. Okay, one more very important question that is there in your book only. Again, a very important question. That is, what makes human beings love life in spite of the troubles and the suffering? That is, इतने सारे problems और suffering होने के बाद भी, how is it possible that we love life? That is because the beauty of nature and the joy that it constantly provides to us. Okay, so these are the very important questions. If you are done with these questions, if you prepare all these questions that I have given you, and if you have heard the entire video, if you have underlined everything that I have told you, believe me, you will get very good marks on all the questions that are asked from this chapter. Okay, so we are done with the poem. Thank you. I'm sure we enjoyed this poem. See you in my next video. Okay, bye-bye.